In the quaint town of Maryland, nestled where mountains kissed the blue sky and rivers ran clear like tears of joy, lived a boy named Tom. From a young age, Tom was known for his natural intelligence, a special sparkle that set him apart. However, this brilliance was often overshadowed by his procrastination. Tom loved to play and daydream, living in a world of fantasies where time seemed endless. As a result, he always postponed his tasks, believing that someday he would have plenty of time to complete them. While his friends and classmates progressed in school and extracurricular activities, Tom lagged behind, oblivious to the fact that every passing moment, every missed opportunity, was leading him towards an uncertain future. His parents and teachers, always concerned, tried to warn him. "Value your time, Tom." But for him, the future was a distant promise that could be delayed. Their words echoed in his mind, quickly fading away. Days turned into months, and life in Maryland continued its course. Tom watched his friends winning awards, making new friends, and excelling in everything they did. A twinge of sadness began to form in his heart, but he always found a way to push this feeling aside, diving even deeper into his fantasies. One morning, something extraordinary happened in the town. A wise monk, renowned for his deep reflections and teachings, arrived in Maryland. The news spread like wildfire. Children, adults, and the elderly were excited, eager to hear the monk's words. Intrigued and hopeful, Tom decided he too wanted to meet him. Perhaps the monk could offer a piece of advice that would change his life. With his heart pounding, Tom climbed the hill towards the small temple where the monk was staying, surrounded by lush trees that seemed to listen and respect the sage's silence. Upon arrival, he found a long line of people, all waiting to speak with the monk. Tom observed the expressions of peace and wisdom on the faces of those leaving the temple, a mix of curiosity and anxiety igniting a flame of hope within him. Finally, his turn came. Tom entered the temple, where the monk sat on a simple mat, a serene smile radiating calm and understanding. He sat before the sage, bowing respectfully. "Sir, please help me," Tom began, his voice trembling slightly. "I feel like a failure. I'm falling behind my friends in everything. I want to be the best, please tell me what to do." The monk looked at Tom with compassion and replied, "My son, you suffer because you do not value your time. You procrastinate and waste precious moments that will never return. Let me tell you a story to help you understand the value of time." With eyes shining with curiosity, Tom nodded, eager to hear the story. Once upon a time, there was a very generous and kind king. He ruled a prosperous kingdom where people were happy and well cared for. The king often strolled through the vibrant market, where stalls were filled with colorful fruits and the aroma of fresh bread lingered in the air. On one of these walks, he spotted an old school friend, but this friend had a sad and weary expression. The friend, who once was full of dreams and hopes, now spent his days begging for alms. The king approached, concerned. "Hello, my friend, how are you?" he asked with a warm smile that usually lit up everyone's faces. The friend sighed, looking down. "Ah, my king, life has been hard for me. People say I am lazy and that I can never do anything right. When I try to get a job, no one wants me. They say I'm not good enough and that I'm always late. I don't know what to do anymore." With a gentle look, the king felt the weight of his friend's sadness and thought, "How can I help? Everyone deserves a chance." And so, determined to change the situation, the king decided to give his friend an opportunity. Tom, intrigued, asked, "What happened next?" The monk continued, "The king's friend was excited about the chance he had received. He hurried home, grabbed a large bag, and headed to the palace. On the way, he encountered several friends who wanted to chat and distract him, but he remembered the king's advice and decided to keep going. Upon reaching the palace, he was taken to the king's treasury, where he found a vast room filled with gold, jewels, and riches. The king's friend, amazed, filled his bag with as much gold as he could carry. However, as he was about to leave, he saw a sparkling jewel in a corner. Thinking he had plenty of time, he went to get it but ended up getting distracted by other treasures along the way. The sun began to set, and he realized he was late. As he tried to leave the palace, the guards closed the doors, as the time limit had expired. He lost the chance to take all the wealth he had collected due to his procrastination. Tom listened intently, feeling the lesson sink deep into his mind. The monk then said, "My son, time is the most precious treasure we have. Each moment that passes never returns. If you continue to procrastinate, you will lose many opportunities in life, just as the king's friend lost his treasure. Value your time, do your tasks, and study diligently. Only then will you achieve your goals and surpass your friends. With a heart full of determination and a new understanding of the value of time, Tom thanked the monk and promised to change his habits. From that day on, he began to value his time. He dedicated himself to his studies and responsibilities, establishing a routine that broke his tasks into small steps, making everything easier and less daunting. As months passed, Tom noticed significant changes. His grades improved, and the confidence that had once eluded him began to blossom. His friends, who once outshone him, now looked at him with admiration, inspired by his renewed determination. Tom not only excelled in his studies but also became a loyal friend and supportive classmate. Finally, the day of the great school competition arrived, an event where students could showcase their knowledge in various subjects. Tom, prepared and focused, faced the challenge with confidence and performed exceptionally well, winning first place. During the awards ceremony, the monk was present, observing the transformation of the boy who had learned to value his time. He approached Tom and, with a wise smile, said, "You learned to value your time, and that has become your greatest treasure." Emotional, Tom realized that the true reward was not just in victory but in the journey of transformation he had undergone. He had learned that every moment counts and that discipline and dedication can open doors that once seemed closed. With this in mind, Tom committed to always valuing his time and helping his friends do the same, becoming an example that with effort and wisdom, anyone can achieve their dreams. After his inspiring conversation with the monk, Tom felt a new flame ignited within him. He was determined to change and make the most of every moment wisely. But this transformation was not easy. In the early days, the temptation to revert to old habits was strong. The living room sofa seemed inviting, and games and play were always attractive. However, with each attempt at procrastination, Tom remembered the story of the king's friend, and it kept him on the right path. As weeks passed, Tom began organizing his routine more effectively. He set daily goals, always jotting down his tasks in a colorful notebook that gave him a special pleasure to use. With each completed task, Tom felt a growing sense of pride. Small victories, like finishing a project or studying for a test, became significant achievements, and he began to realize that the effort was worth it. In time, Tom became a respected and beloved educator. He devoted extra hours to helping struggling students, offering a friendly shoulder and encouraging words. The impact Tom had on his students' lives was undeniable, and many of them, inspired by his story, began their own journeys of transformation. Thus, the small town of Maryland became a beacon of hope and determination. Tom's legacy, once just a daydreaming boy, spread across generations. The message that time is precious and that every moment should be cherished became ingrained in the local culture, transforming the town into a place where young people learn to dream, work hard, and value the opportunities life offered them. And so, the true life lesson Tom learned from the monk echoed throughout Maryland. Time is a gift we must know how to use. True happiness comes from using this gift not just for our own benefit but also for the good of others. This journey, which began with a simple conversation, turned into a life story that would inspire many to follow their dreams and make a difference in the world.